Juri Kim stood by the large window of the research ship Harmony. She watched the stars move slowly past as the ship traveled through space. Her reflection showed back at her, tall and strong with dark eyes that had seen too much sadness. She was alone as usual. "Dr. Kim, please report to Lab 3. The voice came through the ship's speakers. It was Commander Tae-ho, her boss. He always sounded nervous when he talked to her. Juri sighed and turned away from the window. As she walked through the hallway, other crew members moved aside quickly. Some pretended not to see her. Others watched her with worried eyes. She was used to this. It had been this way since she joined the ship 2 years ago. The Harmony was a science vessel of the Galactic Confederation, filled with many different alien species. But Juri was the only Elori on board, the only Deathworlder. She had learned the term Deathworlder on her first day with the Confederation. It meant someone from a planet that would kill most other species. Her home world, Alor, had high gravity, strong storms, and many dangerous animals. To survive there, her people had evolved to be strong and tough. Most aliens in the Confederation came from easy planets with low gravity and nice weather. They called these garden worlds. These aliens had thin bones and weak muscles. They broke easily, they got sick easily, they died easily, and they feared the Deathworlders. Juri reached Lab 3 and the door opened with a soft hiss. Inside, Commander Tae-ho stood with 3 other scientists. They were all Silvani, tall, thin aliens with light blue skin and large eyes. They came from a world with low gravity and perfect weather. No storms, no large predators, no real danger. "Ah, Dr. Kim, thank you for coming so quickly." Tae-ho's voice was high and soft. He stood very straight, trying to look calm. But Juri could smell his fear. Elori had strong noses. "You called for me, Commander?" Juri kept her voice quiet and gentle. She had learned to speak this way to not scare the others. Yes, we have a special mission for you." Tae-ho pointed to a screen showing a small planet. "We have found a new world with interesting plant life. We need samples." "I can go with the regular team," Juri said. The 3 other scientists looked at each other nervously. One of them, Dr. Min, spoke up. "Actually, the gravity readings are quite high, 1.3 standard. None of us could, that is, none of you could walk there without breaking your legs," Juri finished for him. She tried not to sound angry. Tae-ho nodded quickly. "Exactly. You are the logical choice for this mission. You will go alone." "Alone. Again. When do I leave?" she asked. "Tomorrow morning. The shuttle is being prepared now." Juri nodded and turned to leave. "And Dr. Kim," Tae-ho called after her, "please remember to wear your strength dampeners at all times while on the ship." She looked down at the metal bands around her wrists. They limited her natural strength so she wouldn't accidentally hurt anyone. Every Deathworlder in the Confederation had to wear them. "I always do, Commander," she said without turning around. In her small room, Juri packed her equipment for the mission. She would collect plant and soil samples from the new planet. It was simple work. Work they sent her to do alone because they were afraid to go with her. Her personal computer beeped with a new message. It was from her father back on Alor. "Hello, daughter." His familiar face appeared on the screen. "How are you doing among the stars? Your mother worries about you being the only Alori on that ship. Are they treating you well?" Juri smiled sadly. She would not tell him about how the others avoided her, how they whispered when she walked by, how they never invited her to their gatherings. "I'm fine, Father. The work is interesting. I'm going on a solo mission tomorrow." "Solo again? Don't they know Elori work better in groups?" Her father frowned. "When will you visit home? It has been 2 years." "Soon, I hope. When this research project is done." They talked a bit longer before saying goodbye. After the call ended, Juri sat in silence. The truth was she didn't want to go home yet. On Alor she would be normal. Just another person. But out here, she was learning about the galaxy, seeing new worlds, doing important science, even if she had to do it alone. The next morning, Ju-ri piloted the small shuttle away from the Harmony. As the main ship disappeared behind her, she felt the tension leave her body. Out here, she didn't have to worry about moving too quickly or speaking too loudly. She removed her strength dampeners and rubbed her wrists. Freedom. The flight to the planet would take 6 hours. Ju-ri spent the time studying the sensor data and preparing her equipment. This planet was uninhabited but had rich plant life. The Confederation was always looking for new medicines and foods. As she neared the planet, her shuttle sensors picked up something unexpected. A small signal from the third moon of the gas giant the planet orbited. That's strange, she said to herself. There shouldn't be any technology out here. She changed course to investigate. As she got closer to the moon, she saw it was a small, rocky world with thin atmosphere. The signal was coming from one specific area. Ju-ri landed her shuttle a safe distance from the signal source. The moon had higher gravity than the Harmony, but less than her homeworld. It felt comfortable to her. She put on a light breathing mask. The air was thin but not toxic. She walked over a ridge of gray rocks and stopped in surprise. Below her was a crashed ship. It was like no design she had ever seen before. The hull was damaged but mostly intact. Around it, someone had set up a small camp with equipment salvaged from the crash. And there, working on a piece of machinery, was a creature she had never seen before. It looked somewhat like a Sylvani, but stockier, with rounded ears and skin. That was a light brown color. It wore a torn uniform of blue and black, an alien, from an unknown species. Ju-ri approached carefully, following first contact protocols. Hello? Do you understand me? Her translator would try to interpret any response. The alien jumped in surprise and turned quickly. It was shorter than Ju-ri, but looked solid and strong. It said something her translator couldn't understand. She tried again. I am Dr. Ju-ri Kim, from the research vessel Harmony. I represent the Galactic Confederation. The alien spoke again, and this time her translator caught a few words. It was learning the language. Stranded. Help. Earth. Earth? Ju-ri had never heard of such a place. The alien pointed to itself. Hyunwoo Lee. Human. Human. A new species, not in the Confederation database. And yet, there was something odd. This alien didn't look fragile like the Sylvani or the other species she knew. It moved easily in this high gravity. The translator finally calibrated. The alien, the human, spoke again. Thank goodness someone found me. My ship crashed 2 weeks ago. I've been trying to repair my communication system. Ju-ri was surprised by how clear and calm the human sounded. No fear in its voice, no nervous movements as it looked at her. You're not afraid of me? She asked without thinking. The human looked confused. Should I be? You're the first friendly face I've seen in 2 weeks, even if it's not exactly a human face. Ju-ri didn't know what to say. This was not how most aliens reacted to meeting an Aelori for the first time. The human called Hyunwoo smiled. Do you have any water? Mine is running low and I could really use a drink. As Ju-ri shared her water with the strange alien who showed no fear of her, she had a feeling that everything she knew about the galaxy was about to change. Ju-ri watched as the human drank water from her container. He drank quickly but not desperately. When he finished, he wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. Thank you, Hyunwoo said. I was saving my last water ration for an emergency. How? Did you crash here? Ju-ri asked. She kept her distance, still surprised by how calm the human seemed around her. Engine failure. Hyunwoo pointed to his ship. I was mapping this star system when something broke. I managed to land here before the whole ship died. Ju-ri looked at the crashed ship. It was smaller than her shuttle but had a strong, solid look. She walked toward it, curious. Be careful near the engine area, Hyunwoo warned. Some parts are still hot. She nodded and walked around the ship. The design was completely different from Confederation ships. It was built for function, not beauty. Strong metal plates, thick windows, heavy doors. Your ship is very sturdy, she said. Hyunwoo smiled. It has to be. Humans build things to last. How long have humans been in space? Juri asked. She wondered why the Confederation had never mentioned this species before. We've been exploring our own solar system for about 200 years. We developed faster-than-light travel only 15 years ago. Hyunwoo sat on a rock and looked up at her. I'm guessing from your surprised face that you've never met a human before? No. The Confederation has no records of humans or Earth. Hyunwoo laughed. That's because we haven't joined your Confederation. We've met a few alien traders, but we're new to the galactic community. This was big news. Finding a new spacefaring species was rare. Juri would need to report this to Commander Taeho. But first she wanted to learn more. What is Earth like? She asked. It's beautiful, Hyunwoo said. His eyes looked far away as he thought of home. We have big oceans, tall mountains, wide deserts, thick forests. The gravity is about the same as this moon, maybe a little less. Juri was surprised. Your home, world has high gravity? Is 1.2 G considered high? I guess it is for some species. A thought began to form in Juri's mind. What about the weather on Earth? It changes a lot. Some places are very hot, others very cold. We have storms, floods, blizzards, earthquakes, and dangerous animals? Hyunwoo nodded. Throughout our history, we had to deal with predators. Even now, we have bears, sharks, lions, tigers, and many poisonous creatures. Juri felt her heart beat faster. Earth sounded like Elor, a challenging world that shaped its people to be strong. A death world. My planet is similar, she said quietly. That's why I'm the only Elori on my ship. The others think I'm dangerous. Hyunwoo looked at her with new understanding. Because you evolved to be strong enough to survive a harsh world. Yes. They call us Deathworlders. Deathworlders. Hyunwoo repeated the word. I like the sound of that. Makes us seem tough. Juri couldn't believe it. Here was someone who didn't fear her strength but saw it as something good, something to be proud of. Can you help me fix my communication system? Hyunwoo asked. Once I contact my people, they can send a rescue ship. I will help, Juri said. But I should also tell my ship about finding you. First contact with a new species is important. She went back to her shuttle and called the Harmony. Commander Taeho's face appeared on the screen, looking worried. Dr. Kim, you are off course. Why are you not at the target planet? Commander, I found something more important. She explained about finding Hyunwoo and his crashed ship. He is from a species called humans. They have faster-than-light travel but are not part of the Confederation. Taeho's eyes widened. This is unexpected. Is the alien hostile? No, Commander. He is friendly and needs help. Juri hesitated, then added, I believe his homeworld, Earth, might be a death world like Elor. Taeho looked even more concerned. Another death world species, are you certain? He described high gravity, extreme weather, and dangerous animals. And he moves easily on this high-gravity moon. Taeho was quiet for a moment. This changes our mission. Stay with the human. Learn what you can. I will bring the Harmony to your location. We should arrive in 20 hours. After the call ended, Juri returned to Hyunwoo. He was working on a broken panel from his ship. My ship is coming, she told him. They will be here tomorrow. Great. While we wait, maybe you can help me fix this? He handed her a tool. It's a magnetic adjuster. They worked together for hours. Juri was amazed at Hyunwoo's strength and endurance. He carried heavy parts without struggling. He worked for long periods without getting tired. So different from the fragile Silvani who needed rest after minimal physical effort. As the day turned to night on the small moon, they sat by a heating unit from Hyunwoo's ship. The stars shone brightly above them. Tell me about Elor, Hyunwoo said. Juri rarely talked about her homeworld with others. They usually didn't care or got scared when she described it. But Hyunwoo listened with real interest as she told him about the heavy storms, the strong animals, and the proud Elori people. It sounds like Earth and Elor would get along well, Hyunwoo said. Our people understand what it means to fight to survive. Yet the rest of the galaxy fears us, Juri said sadly. They fear what they don't understand. Hyunwoo poked at the heating unit. But that can change. Humans are new to space, but we're learning that being different doesn't mean being enemies. The Confederation makes all Deathworlders wear these. Juri showed him her strength dampeners. To protect others from us. Hyunwoo frowned. That's not right. Your strength is part of who you are. They won't let me on the ship without them. Then maybe we need to change how they think. Hyunwoo looked determined. If humans and Aloy work together, maybe we can show the galaxy that Deathworlders aren't monsters. For the first time in years, Juri felt hope. She wasn't alone anymore. There was another species out there that understood what it meant to be strong in a galaxy of the weak. As they continued to talk through the night, a bond formed between them, two beings from different worlds united by similar experiences. And when morning came, bringing with it the sight of the Harmony entering orbit, Juri knew that everything was about to change. For her, for Hyunwoo, and maybe for the entire galaxy. The Harmony hung in space above the small moon. Juri and Hyunwoo watched as a shuttle left the main ship and began its descent. They're sending a medical team, Juri said. Standard procedure for first contact. Hyunwoo nodded. We have similar rules. When we meet new people, we need to make sure we don't make each other sick. The shuttle landed 50 meters away. The door opened and 4 Sylvani came out wearing full protection suits. They moved carefully in the high gravity. One of them was Commander Taeho. They look like they can barely walk, Hyunwoo whispered. The gravity is hard for them, Juri explained. Their homeworld has much less gravity than here. Dr. Kim, Taeho called through his suit speaker. Please, keep the human at a safe distance until we complete our tests. Juri translated for Hyunwoo, who smiled. Tell them I don't bite. The medical team approached slowly. They set up equipment and asked Hyunwoo to provide samples. Breath, blood, skin cells. He cooperated without complaint. While they worked, Taeho spoke to Juri. The Council is very interested in this discovery, he said. A new spacefaring species is rare, and if they are truly from a death world, they are, Juri said firmly. Hyunwoo told me about Earth. It has high gravity, extreme weather, natural disasters, and many dangerous animals. Taeho looked nervous even through his suit. Then we must be careful. One death world species in the Confederation has been challenging. 2 could be problematic. Juri felt anger rise inside her. We are not a problem, Commander. We are people. Of course, Taeho said quickly. I meant no offense. 2 hours later, the medical team finished their tests. A doctor approached Taeho and showed him some results on a small screen. Taeho's eyes widened. Impossible, he said. The doctor nodded. The readings are correct, Commander. Taeho turned to look at Hyunwoo with new concern in his eyes. What did they find? Juri asked. According to these readings, the human's homeworld is classified as... Taeho paused. A Class 4 death world. Juri was shocked. Class 4? Aloy is only Class 3. What does that mean? Hyunwoo asked after Juri translated. It means your world is even more dangerous than mine, she explained. The Confederation rates planets from Class 1, the safest, to Class 5, usually uninhabitable. Most species come from Class 1 or Class 2 worlds. Hyunwoo looked proud. Earth is tough, but we're tougher. One of the doctors approached with a pair of metal bands. Commander Taeho says the human must wear strength dampeners on the ship, he said to Juri. When she translated, Hyunwoo frowned. No, he said simply. It's required for all Deathworlders, Juri explained. I understand that you wear them, but I represent Earth. If I accept these, it sets a precedent that all humans must wear them. Hyunwoo stood straight. I will be careful not to hurt anyone, but I will not wear restraints. Juri admired his confidence. She had never questioned wearing the dampeners. It was just how things were done. She translated for Taeho, who looked distressed. It is protocol, he insisted. Maybe it's time to change the protocol, Juri suggested. Hyunwoo needs to contact his people. They will want to meet with the Confederation. Do you want the first impression to be that we treated their representative like a dangerous animal? Taeho considered this. Very well. The human may come aboard without dampeners. But you will be responsible for him, Dr. Kim. I accept that responsibility. On the Harmony, everyone wanted to see the human. Crew members found excuses to walk past the guest quarters or the cafeteria when Hyunwoo was there. Some were scared, others were curious. All were surprised by how normal he looked. They expected tentacles or something? Hyunwoo asked when Juri told him about the crew's reactions. Most new species look very different, she explained. Humans look similar to several other species, just stronger. They sat in the ship's cafeteria. Hyunwoo was eating food that the medical team had approved as safe for him. He looked at the various aliens around them. So all these different species evolved on easy planets? Yes. Garden worlds, they call them. Places with stable weather, low gravity, few predators. And they all think Deathworlders are scary? They think we are dangerous because we are strong. Juri touched her dampeners. They fear what we could do if we wanted to hurt them. Hyunwoo shook his head. That's like fearing someone just because they know how to fight. It doesn't mean they will attack you. Dr. Min, one of the science officers, approached their table nervously. Dr. Kim, the commander wants to see you and the human in the meeting room. In the meeting room, Taeho and several other officers waited. A large screen showed a map of the galaxy with Earth's position marked. We have reviewed the data from the human ship, Taeho said. Earth is located in a sector that our scouts visited 200 years ago. What did they find? Juri asked. Taeho looked uncomfortable. The scouts classified Earth as do not approach. They determined that the planet was too dangerous and that any species evolving there would be too aggressive for peaceful contact. When Juri translated, Hyunwoo laughed. They were afraid of us before they even met us? The Confederation has concerns about Deathworld species, Taeho said carefully. The Alori were the first to join, and there were incidents. Juri's face darkened. 3 cases of accidental injury 50 years ago before the dampeners were created. No deaths. Nevertheless, Taeho continued, the Council decided that Earth would be monitored from a distance until the humans either destroyed themselves or became less aggressive. Hyunwoo stood up suddenly. Several Sylvani flinched. We've had no major wars for 30 years. We've united our planet, we've developed faster than light travel. And you were just watching, waiting for us to fail? After Juri translated, Taeho spread his hands. It was not my decision. I am just telling you the facts. Hyunwoo took a deep breath. Well, you can tell your council that humans are here, now, and we want to talk. We have already sent a message to the council, Taeho said. They are sending a diplomatic vessel. It will arrive in 3 days. Until then, you are our guest. As they left the meeting room, Juri could see that Hyunwoo was angry. I'm sorry, she said. This is how they treat all Deathworlders. It's not right, Hyunwoo said. They judge us before knowing us. That's why I stay on this ship, Juri said quietly. To show them that Alori can work with other species, that we are not just strong bodies but also have good minds and kind hearts. Hyunwoo looked at her with respect. That takes courage. It's not easy being the only one. I'm not the only one anymore. Juri smiled. Now there are 2 of us. As they walked through the ship, crew members moved out of their way. But this time Juri didn't feel sad about it. With Hyunwoo beside her, she felt proud to be a Deathworlder. The galaxy would have to get used to them. Both of them. The Harmony continued its journey through space. For 2 days, Juri showed Hyunwoo around the ship. She explained how the different systems worked and introduced him to various alien species. Your technology is similar to ours in some ways, Hyunwoo said as they looked at the engine room. But you use different materials. The Confederation shares technology between all member worlds, Juri explained. Each species adds their own ideas. Earth could contribute too, Hyunwoo said. We had to solve many problems on our own. They walked to the observation deck. Through the large windows, they could see stars and distant planets. Hyunwoo stood silently for a while, just looking. It's beautiful, isn't it? Juri said. Yes. When I was a child, I dreamed of traveling among the stars, Hyunwoo replied. I never imagined I would meet someone like you. Someone like me? Someone who understands what it means to be strong in a world that fears strength. Juri felt a warm feeling in her chest. For so long, she had been alone on this ship, different, feared. Now she had found someone who understood her experience. The ship's speakers came on. Attention all crew. This is Commander Tae-ho. We have detected an unidentified vessel approaching at high speed. All personnel return to stations immediately. Juri and Hyunwoo looked at each other with concern. They hurried to the bridge. On the bridge, the crew was working quickly. Tae-ho stood in the center, looking at a large screen that showed a ship coming toward them. What is happening, Commander? Juri asked. A ship appeared from nowhere, Tae-ho said. It does not respond to our calls. Hyunwoo looked at the screen. That's not a human ship. The unknown vessel came closer. It was dark and rough-looking, with sharp edges and weapon mounts clearly visible. Pirates, one of the officers said. Dravek pirates. Juri felt her heart beat faster. The Dravek were known throughout the galaxy as dangerous criminals. They attacked ships, stole cargo, and sometimes took prisoners. Prepare defensive systems, Tae-ho ordered. Send emergency signals to nearby Confederation ships. But it was too late. The pirate ship fired a strange energy pulse. The Harmony shook violently. Lights flickered and then went out. Emergency lights came on, casting a red glow over everything. All systems down, an officer reported. Engines, weapons, communications, everything. They used an ion pulse, Juri explained to Hyunwoo. It stops all electronic systems temporarily. How long until systems come back? Hyunwoo asked. At least 1 hour, Tae-ho said grimly. By then they will be on board. True to his prediction, they soon heard sounds of the pirate's ship connecting to the Harmony. Metal cutting through metal. Footsteps in the hallways. Everyone stay calm, Tae-ho said, but his voice shook. Do not resist. The Dravek want our research data and supplies. They will take what they want and leave. The bridge door slid open. 6 aliens entered holding weapons. They were Dravek, tall, muscular beings with tough green skin and 4 eyes. They wore armor made of metal plates and carried energy rifles. Who is the commander? The lead Dravek asked in a rough voice. Tae-ho stepped forward nervously. I am Commander Tae-ho. This is a peaceful research vessel. We have no valuables. The Dravek laughed. We know exactly what you have. The Harmony carries rare biological samples and advanced research, worth much money. He pointed his rifle at Tae-ho. Take us to your secure storage now, and tell your crew not to try anything brave. Tae-ho had no choice. He led the lead Dravek and 2 others off the bridge. The remaining 3 pirates stayed to watch the crew. Juri and Hyunwoo stood close together near the back of the bridge. They will take years of research, Juri whispered, and they might hurt people if they get angry. Hyunwoo looked at the pirates carefully. These Dravek, are they from a death world? No. They're Class 2 worlders, but very aggressive. They use their technology and numbers to make up for lack of natural strength. Hyunwoo nodded slowly. So they're not as strong as us. Juri realized what he was thinking. We can't fight them. They have weapons. They are not watching us closely, Hyunwoo said quietly. They think everyone on this ship is weak and scared. Look at how they hold their rifles. Loose, careless. He was right. The pirates seemed relaxed, not expecting any resistance from the science crew. What are you planning? Juri asked. When I move, you move, Hyunwoo said simply. Together, we can take these 3 down before they can use their weapons. Juri hesitated. She had never used her strength to hurt anyone. The idea went against all her training. But if they did nothing, the pirates would steal valuable research and might harm the crew. Okay, she whispered. She removed her strength, dampeners quietly. I'm ready. Hyunwoo gave a slight nod. Then, with surprising speed, he charged at the nearest pirate. At the same moment, Ju-ri moved toward another one. The pirates were caught completely by surprise. Before they could raise their weapons, Hyunwoo had tackled one to the ground. Ju-ri grabbed another and lifted him off his feet. The third pirate tried to shoot, but Hyunwoo was already moving again. He rolled across the floor and kicked the pirate's legs out from under him. The pirate fell hard, and his weapon slid across the floor. In less than 30 seconds, all three pirates were disarmed and subdued. The Sylvani crew stared in amazement at what they had just witnessed. Two Deathworlders moving with power and speed that seemed impossible. "Get something to tie them up," Hyunwoo said to the stunned crew. Then to Ju-ri, "We need to help the commander." They raced through the hallways toward the secure storage area. They could hear voices ahead. They slowed down and peeked around. A corner. Tae-ho and two crew members were being held at gunpoint while the three other pirates loaded boxes onto a floating cart. These boxes contained rare plant samples from dozens of worlds, irreplaceable research materials. "Same plan?" Ju-ri whispered. Hyunwoo nodded. "They won't expect us. Ready?" Together they rushed forward. The pirates turned in surprise but couldn't react fast enough. Ju-ri grabbed one and pushed him against the wall. Hyunwoo tackled another to the ground. The lead pirate tried to shoot Tae-ho, but Ju-ri moved with incredible speed. She put herself between the commander and the pirate, taking the energy blast on her shoulder. It hurt, but Aelori's skin was tough. She pushed forward and knocked the weapon from the pirate's hand. "Impossible," the pirate growled. "No one is that fast." "Deathworlders are," Ju-ri said as she pinned him down. When it was over, all 6 pirates were tied up in the ship's holding area. The crew was safe. The research samples were secure, and the Harmony systems were starting to come back online. In the medical bay, a doctor treated Ju-ri's injured shoulder. Hyunwoo sat nearby, watching. Commander Tae-ho entered, looking at both of them with new eyes. "You saved the ship," he said. "And you saved me. I don't know how to thank you." "No thanks needed," Hyunwoo said. "We did what anyone would do." "No." Tae-ho shook his head. "Not anyone. What you did required strength and courage that few possess." He looked thoughtful. "Perhaps I have been wrong about Deathworlders." Ju-ri couldn't believe what she was hearing. For years she had tried to show the crew that she was not dangerous, by being quiet, gentle, careful. But it was only when she used her strength to protect them that they finally saw her true worth. "Maybe now you understand," she said. "Our strength is not something to fear. It's a tool like any other. What matters is how we choose to use it." Tae-ho nodded slowly. "Yes. I begin to see that now." As news of what happened spread through the ship, the crew's attitude toward Ju-ri and Hyunwoo began to change. Fear was replaced by respect. Avoidance was replaced by gratitude. For the first time since joining the Harmony, Ju-ri felt truly accepted. The day after the pirate attack, the Harmony received a message. A Confederation diplomatic ship would arrive sooner than expected. It would reach them in just a few hours. "They must have received our emergency signal before the pirates attacked," Commander Tae-ho explained. "And they changed course to help us." Ju-ri stood in the meeting room with Hyunwoo and the ship's officers. Her shoulder still hurt from the energy blast, but she was healing quickly. Aelori recovered faster than most species. "What will happen now?" Hyunwoo asked. "The diplomats will want to meet you," Tae-ho said. "This is the first official contact between humans and the Confederation. I hope they're more open-minded than your council has been so far," Hyunwoo said. Tae-ho looked uncomfortable. "I have included in my report how you helped save the ship. Perhaps that will change some minds." When the diplomatic ship arrived, it was much larger than the Harmony. It connected to the research vessel with a long tube that allowed people to move between the ships. The first to come aboard was an Aelori woman. She wore the formal clothes of a High Council member. Ju-ri was surprised to see one of her own people in such an important position. "I am Council Member Sunmi," the woman said. "I came as soon as I heard another Deathworld species had been found." She looked at Hyunwoo with great interest. Next came a tall, thin alien with pale blue skin. Another Sylvani, but older than Taeho, with sharp eyes and a serious face. Ambassador Do-yun, he introduced himself. I represent the Confederation, Council. Several other diplomats followed from different species. They all gathered in the Harmony's largest meeting room. Ju-ri and Hyun-woo sat on one side of the table, with Tai-ho beside them. The diplomats sat on the other side. Let us begin this historic meeting, Ambassador Do-yun said. First, I must thank the human for helping during the pirate attack. Commander Taeho's report was impressive. Hyun-woo and Ju-ri acted with great courage, Taeho said. They saved the ship and crew when we were helpless. Sunmi nodded. This confirms what I have always said. Deathworlders are not just stronger. We are also protectors by nature. Ambassador Do-yun looked less convinced. One good action does not change the fact that Deathworld species pose certain risks. What risks? Hyun-woo asked directly. The ambassador seemed surprised by the question. Your strength makes you dangerous. You could hurt others without meaning to. So could anyone with a weapon, Hyun-woo pointed out. Yet you don't fear everyone who knows how to use technology. That is different, the ambassador insisted. Is it? Ju-ri spoke up. For years I have worn strength dampeners. I have made myself small and quiet not to scare others. I have tried to prove that Aelori are not dangerous. But when pirates attacked, it was our strength that saved everyone. Sunmi smiled at her words. Well said. The Confederation was created for cooperation between worlds, Hyun-woo said. Earth wants to be part of that. But we will not accept being treated as second-class members because we evolved on a tough planet. The diplomats talked among themselves quietly. Then Ambassador Do-yun spoke again. What do you propose, human? Equal treatment, Hyun-woo said simply. No dampeners, no special restrictions just because we're strong. Judge us by our actions, not our biology. Impossible, a small green diplomat said. The safeguards were put in place after careful consideration. Then consider this, Ju-ri said. When the pirates attacked, who saved your people? Not technology, not rules. 2 Deathworlders who were willing to risk their lives. The room was silent for a moment. Then Sunmi spoke. I have a proposal, she said. A new initiative. The Deathworld Alliance. A special group within the Confederation made up of species from high-gravity worlds. Their unique abilities would be used for good, exploring dangerous places, emergency rescue, protection from threats like pirates. You want to make us soldiers? Hyun-woo asked, frowning. No, Sunmi said quickly. Not soldiers. Specialists. There are many places in the galaxy too dangerous for most species to explore. Many emergency situations where your strength could save lives. Ju-ri thought about this. A place where our abilities are valued, not feared. Exactly, Sunmi nodded. And it would show the galaxy that Deathworlders are protectors, not threats. The idea spread through the room. Some diplomats looked worried, but others seemed interested. It would need strict oversight, Ambassador Do-yun said. Of course, Sunmi agreed. But no dampeners, no treating them like they are dangerous. The discussion went on for hours. By the end, most of the diplomats agreed to present the idea to the full council. It was not a final decision, but it was a start. As the meeting ended, Hyun-woo was given a communication device to contact Earth. His people would send a proper diplomatic team. The first official talks between humans and the Confederation would begin soon. Later, Ju-ri and Hyun-woo stood at the window of the observation deck looking at the stars. Do you think it will work? Ju-ri asked. This Deathworld Alliance? I hope so, Hyun-woo said. My people will be interested. Humans have always wanted to explore, to help others, to test our limits. Aelori are the same, Ju-ri said. But for so long we've had to hide our true nature. No more hiding, Hyun-woo smiled. Thanks to you, I was able to show them what Deathworlders can do. Thanks to me? Ju-ri was surprised. Yes. You stood by me even though you hardly knew me. You removed your dampeners and used your strength when it mattered. You showed me how to live in this galaxy without losing myself. Ju-Ri felt warm inside. And you showed me that I don't have to be alone. 6 months later, Ju-Ri stood on the bridge of a new ship, the Resilience. It was the first vessel of the newly formed Deathworld Alliance. The ship was stronger than normal Confederation ships, with thicker walls and stronger gravity in most areas. Beside her stood Hyunwoo, now an official representative of Earth to the Confederation. Behind them were 10 Aelori and 8 humans, the first crew of the Alliance. "Ship ready for departure, Captain," a human officer reported. Ju-Ri nodded. As the first Aelori to serve on a Confederation ship, she had been chosen to lead this mission. They would travel to a planet with toxic atmosphere and extreme weather, too dangerous for normal ships to explore. "Set course," she ordered. "Full speed." As the Resilience moved away from the space station, Ju-Ri looked at her crew. No fear in their eyes when they looked at her, no strength dampeners on anyone's wrists, just respect and purpose. "Ready for what's out there?" Hyunwoo asked with a smile. Ju-Ri smiled back. "With our people working together, I think the galaxy had better get ready for us." The Resilience accelerated into the darkness of space, carrying the strength of 2 worlds that had forged their children in fire and gravity, now united in purpose and understanding. Just as she had once thought she was the only Deathworlder in a galaxy of the fragile, now Ju-Ri knew she was part of something bigger, something that would change the galaxy forever, and she wasn't alone anymore. The end.